Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Boston Beast 31 here, and I'm coming at you with a new UNLV Rebels Dynasty video. But first things first, we gotta develop some secrets here going on in the UNLV locker room. Today, we acknowledge the strange truth that Mr. Bo Hawthorne, he has been arrested via drug charges in a deal where authorities were present at the scene of investigation. Now, Mr. Hawthorne was formerly a three-star middle linebacker from Redlands, Colorado. Stood 5'10", 227 pounds. Only had 4 tackles this whole entire season. And his best game of the season was against Michigan in Week 2, where he had 3 tackles in the game. What does this mean for the future of his career? In other news, it's recruiting visits versus Hawaii. Like last week, on Monday, we have more recruits, and they are all on the front 4 instead of front 7. So today we have 2 defensive ends and 2 defensive tackles, all really good, promising players. I will read through them as fast as humanly possible. But first things first, thank you so much for the respect and the outpouring support so far in this series. Can't thank you all enough. And let's get started looking at these recruiting visits. First up is Mr. Josh Carter. The reigning Defensive Player of the Week for the Chargers has led his team to an outstanding perfect record so far this season, similar to UNLV. This future star for which program lands him will get a great comparison to a young Joey Bosa or a TJ Watt. His only offers as of today include UNLV and Southern Cal. Next up is 3-star defensive tackle Jermaine Harris out of Baytown, Texas, and he is a JUCO from Lee College. They are also the Rebels. Harris displays class all around the whole entire facility, always going the extra mile, and being a JUCO product from Texas, he opens an opportunity of new growth and excitement. His ability to shut off blacks will be crucial at the next level if he is given that opportunity with UNLV, Texas A&M, and Baylor at the top of his list. Next up is Michael Hopper, who stands 6'6", 265, also the 3-star. He's from Long Beach, California, and he plays for the Long Beach Poly Jackrabbits. Michael is very similar to Harris in every way possible and is only 3 years younger. If you want a player like Harris and Hopper, they can potentially be a package deal for the Rebels in the not-so-distant future. And lastly is Mr. Bo Johnson. He's 6'6", 270 pounds from Parkland, Washington, from Gates High School, and they are the Gators. Same position as Carter, but significantly bigger size with about 20-plus pounds, nearly 30 on him. Johnson does not have the speed similar to him, but they can lay the hit power down with some of his hits. His starting quarterback and best friend growing up said, "You don't want to make him mad over food because he will push you down and easily knock you out. Trust me, it happened back in elementary school." Those are all the recruits that we have. And so today we are going, like I said before, we are playing against Hawaii, and they are the Rainbow Warriors. And this is going to be our next game up on the agenda. So sit back and enjoy, and I'll catch you all whenever we get our touchdown or the first turnover of the game. 4:25 here in County. Harrison Bailey in at quarterback for the Rebels there. He throws it to Brian Lighton. He's going to find his way into the first and goal. Gain of 16 on the play. First and goal, Rebels. Second down and goal here for your Rebels on offense. 4:07 left in the first quarter. Bailey in the shotgun. Reese next to him in the shotgun. Bailey will roll right, and he'll go into the end zone. Touchdown, UNLV. Harrison Bailey strikes first as the Rebels take the early lead, 7-0. 4th and 9 here for Hawaii as they look to punt it away. Ricky Johnson to return. And he'll muff it. Oh no, that is not a good start to his day on the return game specialist. But the Rebels will take over at the 29-yard line. 2:35. There's Bailey in at quarterback once again. He'll keep looking. He'll throw it to the right. It's 3rd down and 18, but they are short. It's going to be 4th and 2 as Hawaii gets a massive stop with under 2:20 left here in the first quarter. Carlton Butt to punt it away for the Rebels. He'll try and coffin corner it here, and it is a beauty. It'll land at the 31, and it'll roll to the 4.5-yard line as Hawaii will take over with 2:01 left in the first quarter. Seems like this whole game is just punting. Tyson Palayer is also back there to help Ricky Johnson potentially get a return on this one, and Johnson will. He will catch it. He sheds off one. He's got 5, 10, maybe 11 yards on the return, 12 yards on the return for the Rebels as they take over. 1st and 10 with 17 seconds left. Potentially Harrison Bailey in at quarterback, and he is still at quarterback. He'll hand the ball off to Javon Wilson. He gets a gain of 5, 10, sheds off one, gain of 13, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter as your Rebels take the early lead of 7-0. Potentially 3 plays here in a row, and we will get the snap off. There's the handoff to Jordan Jakes. He sheds off one, he stumbles, and he gets nothing. That's the end of the first quarter. Your Rebels lead at 7-0. Rebels look to try the same play they just ran at the end of the first quarter. He will pitch it this time to Jordan Jakes. Jakes sheds off one again. That time he gets up to a gain of 10. 1st down and 10 Rebels with under 5:50 when they break huddle on this next play. About 4:20 left here in the first half as the Rebels will attempt to kick a field goal, and Stevie Randolph does. And we will get a studio update here. It's the Purdue and Nebraska game, and Nebraska leads at 7-0. Your Rebels lead it here 10-0 with 4:21 left in the first half, as I've stated before. It's another punt highlight as the Rainbow Warriors will punt it off Ricky Johnson again to get it. This time he's got more space, and he gets rocked. It's only a gain of 8. 3:01 left here in the first half as your Rebels lead it 10-0 still with 3:01 left. There's the snap, 45 seconds left. Javon Wilson, he'll juke inside. It's a 3-yard rushing touchdown. Rebels up 17-0 here with less than a minute in the first half of play. 2nd down and 4 for Hawaii as they will potentially just run up the clock, or they will at least try to get a playoff. 3, 2, there's the snap. Cordeiro looking. He fires it and he throws it out of bounds. That's halftime here in Las Vegas. Your Rebels lead it 17-0. Second half will get right underway after this kick, and Samuel will boot it away as it will potentially be a touchback. Yes, it will. And let's look at the defensive stats, and we've given up 20 yards and 1 sack already. Now UNLV has the ball with under 3:50, and they'll try that same play. Harrison Bailey with a beautiful spin move. He will score from 25 yards out, I believe, as Harrison Bailey gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day to bring the Rebels lead 24-0, pending the extra point here soon. What a beautiful run and a beautiful spin move by the redshirt sophomores. The Rebels go 4 plays, 63 yards for the touchdown. What do you know? It's another punt highlight for Hawaii as they will punt it away to Ricky Johnson and UNLV. He'll muff another one. I may have to not let him get the nod next week for our next game, but we shall see how he does in practice. This is embarrassing. First play on offense after that miscue by Ricky Johnson. The second time that's happened today. Harrison Bailey still in at quarterback. They've run this play 4 times. Let's see if Hawaii picks up on it. They do, but Jordan Jakes, he does a beautiful spin move similar to Harrison Bailey. He gets a beautiful gain of 35 yards on the play with 2:43 as he puts him in the spin cycle, as you can see right there. But the Rebels get a massive first down here with 2:43 left in the third. Alright, first down and 10 after that beautiful play for the Rebels on offense. Bailey fakes the handoff. He will throw it. Steve Jenkins, I don't know why this highlight's in there, but we'll include it anyway. Second down and 2. Steve Jenkins got 39 yards receiving here on the afternoon as the Rebels look to score here this upcoming drive. Doug Brumfield in at quarterback now as he will fire it over the middle. Zyell Griffin, gain of 21. And that's another touchdown for your UNLV Rebels to make it 31-0 against Hawaii. Put your fours up in the air. It's the fourth quarter starting right now as your Rebels lead it 31-0. 6 minutes left to go. Fourth down and 20 for Hawaii as they line up to kick a long field goal. And it bends in, and with 5:10 left in the fourth quarter, Hawaii finally gets on the board as that brings your score 31-3, and they will line up to kick an onside. UNLV had to change the play. That's okay. Hawaii will patiently wait. There's the kick, and it will be recovered by UNLV. Beautiful spin. That's the third spin we've seen like that today, but the Rebels will take over with 5:07 left. We've given up a total of 76 yards this game, and I can't remember how much it said for us, but we are playing really, really well, as I think Doug Brumfield will be the quarterback, and he is, and the Rebels will line up with a verticals play. Brumfield looking, has an open man on the far right side. It's Kyle Williams. He dives into the end zone, 43 yards, and it brings it 38-3. This is why you don't onside kick it from the Rebels, because they got 2 great quarterbacks as the Rebels lead extends to 38-3 over Hawaii. Now Hawaii possession. Chevan Cordeiro in at quarterback here for Hawaii. He'll scamper a little bit. That's his 12th rush of the day, and he looks shaken up, and he looks to be hurt as their backup quarterback here will come in to finish out the game. Harrison Bailey in at quarterback still for the Rebels as he'll fire it to Zyell Griffin. And it's a beautiful catch, beautiful throw with a diving defender. Harrison Bailey makes the throw of his life with 2:38 left here in the fourth quarter. Your Rebels lead it 45-3, extra point pending as the Rebels go 4 plays, 52 yards, and a touchdown. We get another studio update. Here it is going to be South Alabama over Marshall, 38-17. And what potentially could be the final highlight today, it's the backup quarterback, and he throws a pick to Adam Plant Jr., who does an extra hurdle just for emphasis. And that's going to be the game as your Rebels are going to win by a score of 52-3 over the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors here in Las Vegas. Stick around for post-game coverage and stats to follow here soon. That's the final score as the Rebels try to get one last second touchdown, but they pull it off and win astonishingly 52-3 over the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Stick around for post-game coverage and stats here soon. Alright, for the Rebels on offense, Doug Brumfield finally got himself back together. He went 8 out of 10 for 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 1 sack. Harrison Bailey, 13 out of 17, 162 yards passing, 1 touchdown, and 2 times sacked. Running the ball, Javon Wilson, 66 yards, 45 for Jordan Jakes, who played amazing at the running back position today on those option plays. Harrison Bailey, 4 for 28, Sam Green, 1 for 3, and Courtney Reese, 1 for 3, and Brumfield only had that one for -11, which was there at the end of the game. Kyle Williams led us with 144 yards rushing, and Zyle Griffin with 87 yards and 2 touchdowns. Steve Jenkins with 49, and there's the rest. On defense, Adam Plant Jr. was the defensive linebacker player of the game. He tackled 9 times today, 5 for loss, no sacks, but had that massive pick 6 right there, and I'll be sure to include that in the highlights for him. And Nakia Fahina with 6 tackles, 6 solo tackles, 5 for loss, and all 5 of those were sacks, as Wasim Mufasi had 3 tackles, 1 sack. And then Nick Demetrius had 1 sack as well. And then the freshman Tyrone Blanchard had 1 as well. We only had that 1 interception, which turned out to be a pick 6. And now, before I forget, let's check out the Hawaii stats. As Chevan Cordeiro left the game with an injury, so that brought in Schrager, and he only was 1 out of 3, and then he had that pick. I'm pretty sure they even out negative yards rushing. I'll be sure to check out that here soon. Because there's -20. They only had 8 yards rushing on the day, and then very terrible running the ball and offensive line help. We did not have a turnover today, nor a fumble, or an interception, so that's good. Team stats on the day, we rushed it for 134 yards. They only had 8. And then passing yards, they only had 82, while we had 322. That's going to do it for me, and I'll catch you all in the next one. And that's going to be a double week episode, as it's going to be focusing on recruiting and our next matchup. Thanks for watching, and this is always Boston Beast 31, signing out.